This must be one of the most ridiculous back and forths that I've seen in a while, where logic is optional and facts are apparently just suggestions. So Dana White is basically saying Jon Jones is the GOAT, period. He's the best pound for pound fighter in the world, and anyone who disagrees is just fucking stupid.
Is Jon Jones the pound for pound GOAT?
Did what?
Is Jon Jones the pound for pound GOAT?
He's the pound for pound best fighter in the world, and he's the GOAT. And you all know this. Are you guys that fucking stupid? You can't be that fucking stupid to think that Jon Jones is not the pound for pound best fighter in the world and the GOAT. But maybe you are.
He's not gonna.
Dana's making the case that Jon Jones is still the best because he went up a weight class, beat the top guy, and was supposed to fight again but got injured. He's basically saying Jones is the guy who's fought all the biggest names. So what if he's been out for a bit? He's still the man, and even if he's not fighting, he's better than everyone else. I don't know what happened to the shill media, but it looks like they finally grew some balls and started to ask Dana tough questions, not just suck him off like they usually do. I haven't seen anything like this since Helwani was allowed to attend these.
Who's better than Jon Jones? Who's pound for pound better than?
No, okay, John.
At what point does activity come into play, right? I mean, we all agree there is nobody better than Jon Jones. He's the greatest of all time. There's no question about it. But at some point when you're looking at rankings, they do have to represent what's happening in the organization at that moment, right at that time. And in the past 3 years, he's had one fight.
Rankings should definitely reflect what's happening now, not what happened a few years ago when Jon was more active. The guy has barely fought in 4 years. Other fighters have been active, winning fights and proving themselves against top competition, while Jon was busy doing whatever Jones does when he's not in the cage, choking strippers or shooting his gun in a parking lot while getting donuts at 1 a.m. I don't fucking know. I've watched Jon Jones grow up in the octagon. I was there when he cleared out the division, and I'm actually a huge fan. I made a video where I defended Jon being the pound for pound #1, but you can't just do nothing for 4 years and expect to be at the top of the rankings. Dana's take on this is just fucking stupid. Imagine you're at work and you have this colleague who was absolutely amazing a few years ago. Let's call him Jon. Jon did all the big projects, crushed every task, and everyone loved him. But then Jon started to show up less and less. Now he's barely around, maybe pops in once a year, does a little something, then disappears again. Meanwhile, other people are busting their asses every day doing great work and keeping the business running. But the boss keeps giving Jon Employee of the Year because of what he did ages ago. And Dana's defense of Jon is like, yeah, well, Jon was supposed to work more, but he got a paper cut and had to stay at home, so that counts as working, right? It's just a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. Basically, Jon's like a unicorn now. Magical, legendary, and almost never seen. If Jon Jones wants to be the best, he should fight Tom Aspinall. No question about it. That's the fight to make. Nothing against Stipe, but at what point do you go, hey, this doesn't make any sense? Stipe hasn't won a fight since 2020. That's 4 long years. In MMA, that's practically a lifetime. The last time Stipe won, the world was in lockdown. Sitting on the sidelines for so long just doesn't keep you in contention. Reality is, Stipe had his time in the spotlight, and right now, the division needs to move forward, not backward. Tom Aspinall has earned his shot by being active, winning in dominant fashion, and holding the interim belt. If we're talking about who deserves to fight Jon Jones next, it's Tom, hands down. Giving Stipe the shot might feel like a nice gesture, but in reality it's holding back the division and robbing fans of a fight that actually matters in the here and now.